Black Ops 3. This is the first Treyarch Call of Duty game I've actually enjoyed playing during its life cycle. World at War was a huge step backwards from Call of Duty 4, and although I can appreciate it now, I definitely didn't at the time. Black Ops felt slow and clunky compared to Modern Warfare 2, and don't even get me started on the hit detection. And Black Ops 2 was as consistent as my grandma's bowel movements. At times it was great, and others it just plain didn't work. As it goes in baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. But after actually playing the Black Ops 3 demo, Treyarch has won me over as a customer. I applaud them for putting themselves out there in order to get a sale from me, because I sure as fuck wasn't going to buy this game otherwise after my past experiences with Treyarch. Black Ops 3 is somewhere in between the ambient-inducing gameplay of Ghost and the chaotic ADHD movement of Advanced Warfare in terms of design philosophy. You can tell with this game that Treyarch took the feedback of the general disdain of the last 2 Call of Duty games in order to make Black Ops 3. Now, I happen to really enjoy playing Advanced Warfare, and I think the movement system is better in that game than in Black Ops 3, and whoa, slow your fucking roll, champ. Before you hit that dislike button, hear me out. Everything to me felt very restrictive, even with the added movement. The wall running wasn't as smooth as Titanfall, although I did like the ability to ADS and toss equipment while running. Also, the boosting and sliding felt very much like they purposefully clamped it all down because of the complaints about Advanced Warfare. There's no momentum building, there's no chaining movement together, which is something that I enjoyed, but I'll admit that non-limited movement like in Advanced Warfare made it feel much more like a night in Charlie Sheen's hotel room than a Call of Duty game. I love that they kept the unlimited sprint aspect of Advanced Warfare while also nerfing rooftops in the map design, making it much more like a classic Call of Duty game. My biggest worry after watching the gameplay and trailers were the specialist abilities and weapons. Destiny annoyed the ever-loving fuck out of me with the supers amongst my many complaints about the game, and I know that Vandahar loves that shit, so I prepared for the worst. Maybe that's why when I finally got to experience them, it surprised me how much I really wasn't that bothered by them, except for fucking Rejack. However, there was a huge problem with the beta build balance. Some specialists are as useless as a phone book if you aren't an old lady in need of a seat push-up for driving. I'm looking at you, Kinetic Armor, Active Camo, and Ripper. And others were more annoying than sitting next to a crying baby on a long flight because they were overpowered as fuck. War Machine, Vision Pulse, and Tempest. I mean, look at this clip of me getting killed by a fucking Tempest. I don't even know that my teammate was getting the Frankenstein shock treatment because I'm around the corner and up the fucking stairs from him. The patch notes touched on all of the right things like Michael Jackson, but I didn't have enough time to digest whether it actually made a big difference. However, I think the Sparrow should be the model for the specialist weapons. You actually need to aim with it, and it takes a bit to pull back the bow and then use it, unlike the Annihilator and Scythe, which are as ready to go as a drunken freshman. In all, though, the specialists don't really bother me, as it's easy enough to earn the score streaks, which are about as innovative as an AC/DC song. At least they punch the time clock and do some work, unlike the ones in Advanced Warfare, unless you max them out. But they're all shit we've already seen before, and the higher ones like the Cerebus, GI Unit, and Mothership need to get buffed because they absolutely do fucking nothing. Now, let's go back and talk about Rejack really fast. I've been saying it all along that Treyarch nerfed it the wrong way. Now, I'm fine with it not being in the game, aka the nerf that Treyarch actually did to make it completely fucking useless, but there is a right way to doing it by keeping your streaks. Otherwise, you might as well just respawn. That's the whole point using this ability. You keep your shit, but reduce your health to 20 or 30% when you get up, and don't have it reload your clip for you. The problem isn't with the one-on-one gunfights where you could easily just shoot the smoke even though it still takes a few hits because of the 100% health. The problem occurs when there's multiple engagements, or if you're reloading the gun because you just dumped a half a fucking clip into the dude. While in the middle of those transitions, it's easy to not be able to deal with that Rejack offer, which is why my fix works. Shoot the dude once or twice instead of a full health bar and make him reload his own fucking gun while I'm reloading mine for a fair shake instead of doing it for the person that went down. Please, just stop defending this ability masquerading as second chance, but better. Pre-nerf, of course. I mean, check out this quote-unquote kill trade I had with a Rejerk face. I mean, it even said plus 100 before he ends up killing me in this kill cam. That's that shit I don't like. The other huge worry for me was gameplay mechanics, especially after how broken they were in Black Ops 2 and how bad it's been in previous Treyarch titles. I only had one host migration in my entire time and rarely got lag spikes. The hit detection was really really good for me overall, since I was under 50 ms ping most of the games I played, which is good because I pay for sick internets, fam. Even in EU lobbies, when I played with my friends across the pond, we're about 100 ms ping at most, which wasn't too bad in terms of hit detection. One thing I did notice, which I feel the need to bring up, is skill-based matchmaking. Some people get the impression that there's going to be none in Black Ops 3, but Vaughn actually said it's going to be the same as in Black Ops 2, which is to say it's not as prevalent as Advanced Warfare, but also non-zero. I played on my normal account for the first 2 days before changing to my second account to prevent game freezes. My buddy Knots played on my second account to level it up, and since he's a better player than me, although who isn't at this point, honestly, my KD was much higher on my second account, and I noticed lobbies were sweatier than a sauna after hopping onto it. This is purely anecdotal, but I figured it's worth mentioning. Hopefully they won't ruin the public games like Sledgehammer did with their totally asinine design decision to make an already difficult game even harder by putting you up against good players. Camera angles seem fine to me, although there is a video from my buddy Ray's Gaming that says otherwise, and player models were in sync for me. Time to kill was very strange, as everything melted like wax on a candle up close, but felt like hit marker city at medium and long range. This is something I could get used to, unlike the hit flinch, which needs to be addressed. The rationale behind hit flinch is that it will reward players that shoot first by having the receiving player's aim just become Elmer Fudd. However, the fact that headshot multiplier is higher in Black Ops 3 than any of the other games, especially with the high caliber attachment rewarding headshots, which makes view kick headshots more prevalent in this game than in past Call of Duties, leading to unfair deaths. The solution is simple, and it's already been implemented in Battlefield games. Suppression. If you shoot first, you get the advantage on the player you're up against by making their screen blurry, or in Hardline's case, the smaller FOV or point of view, or that little circle around your player, so that it's difficult for the enemy to stay on target. Keep quote-unquote toughness built into each character like in Battlefield, but have a means for people that shoot first to have an advantage instead of making gunfights more random with flinching. This way you get the best of both worlds. Reward the player with better aim by having their bullets more on target by putting toughness into the game, and rewarding reactionary players that get first shot by having suppression. And on the list of things I don't give a shit about is customization, so the paint shop was pretty worthless to me, although I have a sick OJ camo for my combat knife. One thing to point out is that there is zero character customization in this game, which is actually a step backwards from Ghost and Advanced Warfare in this matter. Also a step backwards, which I can't fucking fathom, is not having the ability to have different sets of streaks on different classes. How the fuck am I supposed to adapt to the lobby I'm playing against if I have to know beforehand that this team is using a hater and I have to run counter UAV? By the way, hater is the stupidest fucking name for a VSAT. But there is some controversy brewing. A black hat can steal enemy score streaks, similar to the hacker perk in the first Black Ops game. I don't mind stealing equipment to a certain point. If it takes you 10 seconds to hack something that only lasts 30 seconds, then it's not really much of a help. This is where balance has to take place, and I personally think hacking to make it your own shouldn't work on higher end score streaks, or it should be so difficult to do that it takes multiple people working together in order to get it right. Guns are pretty well balanced for the most part, especially after the last patch when the M8A7 got taken down a notch. That gun was fucking ridiculous. It was like playing Black Ops 2 League play all over again. Since I don't snipe in Call of Duty, I'm not bothered about the sniper's lack of aim assist, but if you want that part of the game, it's gotta be buffed from the level of the beta, but not as easy mode as in Black Ops 2. I had a hard time playing Domination in the beta due to the map layouts being more on the lines of sight and competitive oriented, but I love how Kill Confirmed is back to 50 points a kill and 100 points a tag, which allows the game's pace to be faster due to having UAVs and other streaks in the air while not feeling confined to sections of the map like how Dom plays. In Advanced Warfare, I hated Kill Confirmed because there weren't enough points to go around with 50 for a kill, 50 for a tag in order to keep the pace of the game moving. You weren't getting UAVs up in the air, you weren't getting streaks to combat, it just wasn't as fun. Domination, however, was fun due to all of the chaos and the lack of actually being able to lock down certain map areas. So more points to go around, plus chaotic gameplay that was sort of focused on objectives a little bit, made Domination my favorite game mode in Advanced Warfare, but I didn't really like it in Black Ops 3. I do think the design direction, though, of being competitive without being symmetrical for the maps is a welcome change from Black Ops 2. I'm a player that utilizes flank routes and shooting at people that don't see me versus trying to shoot my way out of gunfights from behind head glitches. While I do find this game more passive than I'd like, it still brings enough action to keep things interesting. Black Ops 3 lands in between Advanced Warfare and Ghost in terms of pace and movement, but I also think that's where it lands for me in terms of enjoyment as well. Time will tell if that ranking will change, but I'm still not willing to put it ahead of the Modern Warfare games, and it's about even with Advanced Warfare, but it's certainly better than any Treyarch installment. That being said, I'm really glad that most people enjoyed the game enough to buy it, because that's the best thing about a game, a vibrant community. However, the flip side is, there's so much Black Ops 3 overloaded content in the sub boxes. Will people be sick of the game even sooner than Ghosts of Advanced Warfare? I mean, the game isn't even fucking out yet, and some people are already saying they're sick of Black Ops 3. Shit, motherfucker, it was only out for 2 weeks. Anyways, I will be purchasing this game in November, but of course, since I'm anti-pre-order, I'm gonna go call up GameStop and cancel my shit. Because fuck playing on Nuketown for a third goddamn game.